This year represents the fourth graduation for the UWI Five Islands campus, and we will see students graduating in both undergraduate and postgraduate programs, as well as we'll be joined by students from some of the other campuses, including KFIL, the Global Campus, formerly known as the Open Campus, the Mona Campus, and the St. Augustine Campus. This afternoon, we'll have graduates from the four schools: the Schools of Business and Management, School of Health and Behavioral Sciences, the School of Humanities and Education, and the School of Science, Computing, and Artificial Intelligence. At this moment, we are looking at live video of the graduates who are now entering the gymnasium at the Five Islands campus. We have students from the School of Business and Management, students from the School of Health and Behavioral Sciences, and students from the School of Humanities and Education. This afternoon, we have several disciplines who will graduate, as well as a number of firsts. This will be the first class in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, graduating from the Five Islands campus. Also, the School of Science, Computing, and Artificial Intelligence will have their first graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Management. We will also have graduates from the other campuses joining us. Some of them are Antiguan students who would have studied at our sister campuses. So, for example, we have from KFIL students graduating in the Bachelor of Science in Meteorology. We have from the Global Campus students graduating from the Faculty of Humanities and Education, students from the Faculty of Social Sciences. From the Mona campus, we'll have students graduating from the Faculty of Science and Technology and the Faculty of Medical Sciences, as well as from the St. Augustine campus. This afternoon, we'll also see the honorary graduate of the Five Islands campus, and he will be in the chairman's procession. That will be Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel, better known as King Shortshirt. He is known in the Calypso arena, and he will be honored with an honorary doctorate of lettersy. So we see more persons arriving here at the Five Islands campus, including some of the VIPs, MPs, as they get ready to be seated. Before the formal ceremony begins, we'll have two videos. The students will receive their congratulatory message from the University Registrar, Dr. Marie Smith, as well as we will have the UWI 75th anniversary video. As you know, the UWI celebrates 75 years of existence, the first lecture being held on October 4th, 1948. Just this week, we celebrated that with the first lecture, which was a lecture actually in chemistry. And of course, three Antiguans were in the original 33 students. Dame Dr. Ruby Lake Richards, Dr. R. Warwin, and Dr. Don Christian. As we would have known, Dame Ruby Lake Richards would have passed away earlier this year. Dr. Warwin passed away. So there are very few members remaining from the original 33 students who 75 years ago created history at the then University College of the West Indies. We'll also hear this afternoon from the valedictorian, Miss Kendra Thomas, who graduates from the Bachelor of Education program with first class honors, as well as we'll have once again the first class of students from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, and we've been graced by the consultant who helped make that program, who was Professor Eula Kawa, who we will see in the academic procession, which will follow shortly. We will also be joined this afternoon by the Governor General's Deputy, Sir Claire Roberts and Lady Roberts, as well as the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown and the Honorable Maria Brown, several members of Parliament, other invited guests, as well as the family and friends of the graduating class of 2023. As you know, this is maybe one of the first full classes who would have graduated following the COVID-19 pandemic, and so these students were the ones who blazed the trail coming back out into face-to-face classes in the uncertainty and have done quite well. We have quite a few of them who will graduate with first-class honors in the undergraduate, as well as with distinction, those in the postgraduate and master's programs. As per usual, the largest number of graduates will come from the School of Business and Management with the Bachelor of Science in Social Sciences, as well as we have quite a large cohort from the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So at this point, we are seeing the entrance of the academic procession. We see there Dr. Andrew Hunt, the head of the School of Humanities and Education here at the Five Islands campus, accompanied by our very own Karen Smith. We see members of our adjunct faculty. We're now seeing Dr. Karen Murdoch and the members of the School of Business and Management, which has the largest cohort of students as well as adjunct faculty as they enter. So we're seeing the academic procession as the academics enter. Quite a few academics having joined our staff not only in 2023, coming on board, as well as growth of our adjuncts who have contributed to molding this class of 2023. This afternoon, we will have the proceedings chaired by Mr. Aziz Hadid, who is the chairman of the Campus Council of the Five Islands campus. And we will be joined by our new principal, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal, Professor Justin Robinson. We'll also have our past principal, who is now the Pro-Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Mona campus, Professor Denzel A. Williams. We're also joined by Pro-Vice Chancellor and Principal of the Cathel campus, Professor Clive Landis. The University Registrar. We will hear from the public orator who will give the citation for our honorary graduate, Ms. Andrea Vera. Of course, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, is here, as well as our University Registrar, Dr. Maurice Smith. We will also be joined by a representative from the UWI Alumni Association Antigua and Barbuda chapter, who will lead the graduates in the alumni pledge. So we have them awaiting. We're now having the academic procession as the academics get seated. We will have the first video, which is a message from our University Registrar, Dr. Marie Smith, who will congratulate the class of 2023. And then we will see a video of the UWI 75th anniversary as UWI celebrates a milestone anniversary.
Greetings to the 2023 graduating class of the University of the West Indies. On behalf of the university community, I am delighted to congratulate you on completing this phase of your studies. This year's ceremonies are carded for October 7th through to November 11th, and 2023 marks a double celebration, witnessing yet another graduating class advance to make an impact in our Caribbean society and the achievement of our 75th anniversary. As we commemorate this Jubilee milestone, we reflect on our university's foundation rooted in the Caribbean. We stand ready to confront present and future challenges and opportunities, rising as a beacon of empowerment to our communities through the delivery of world-class education services. Your advancement as academia is no small accomplishment, as you now join a network of more than 237,000 UWI alumni equipped to make an impact in our Caribbean society. There is no sector of this region, including the highest levels of government and business, where our graduates are not found. We look forward to celebrating your continued achievements as UWI Pelicans, and we hope that you remain connected to your alma mater. Over the coming weeks, through our public education platform and our 24-hour dedicated cable channel UWITV, your loved ones worldwide can also join in the celebrations and enjoy the pomp, the pageantry, the ceremony of this momentous occasion live. Our entire university community is proud of you, and we are rooting for you to continue to succeed. Again, congratulations.
The University of the West Indies, activist at 75, driver of 7.5 decades of Caribbean development, host to multi-generational intellectual service to its people, designed and dedicated to detaching them from the colonial scaffold, patron to regional integration, partner in the political democracy and sovereignty agendas, promoter of cultural identity and social multiracialism, gender equality and women's liberation, and advocate of indigenous economic development and broad-based sustainable post-colonial transformation. 7.5 decades of effective teaching and research in support of nation building. Creator of conscious citizens, architects of their existential arrangements, the University of the West Indies, deeply rooted in Caribbean civilization, prepared for 21st century service and rapidly rising as a first-class global institution. At 75, its reputation has never been higher, its global visibility has never been greater. Ranked in the top 1.5% of the world's finest 30,000 universities, it is on top of its game, #1 in the region, and holding its head high with success. Dignified in its decades of struggle, these outstanding achievements are the results of an unwavering activist commitment to finding solutions to the region's challenges: social equality, economic development, democratic political reform, climate change, public health, sustainable energy, reparatory justice, and many other needs. It is an academy that has been persistent in its search of social upliftment, partnering with indigenous institutions, CARICOM, Caribbean Development Bank, Caribbean Examinations Council, and many others. It has produced and honed the region's finest leaders, from the longest-serving senior statesman, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, to the youngest and most recently elected, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell. It has benefited from the wisdom and vision of non-alumni leaders such as the Honorable Mia Motley, whose call for a new global economic order resonates in the corridors of its classrooms. As an activist university, it was selected in 2019 by the International Association of Universities to lead the Global University Consortium on Sustainable Development Goal 13, Climate Action, in recognition of its decade of distinguished research on climate change. In this role, it received commendation from the Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change in the 6th Assessment Report. It is now recognized as the lead producer of research on small island developing states. Also, as an activist university, it has produced the leadership to build out an association of Caribbean universities, an organization of over 50 universities across the language terrain, unifying the higher education landscape of the Caribbean and driving the regional integration process. Rising to the challenge of COVID-19 management, the UWI mobilized its community of virologists, microbiologists, and epidemiologists to work with the health sector and governments to save lives. With sleeves rolled up, UWI scientists made their societies proud in their effective service. The leading research academy in the region, globally competitive, and ranked as excellent in the generation of new and relevant knowledge, center of gravity of the region's research culture, and host to its finest community of creative writers and artists. The soul and spiritual beat of the civilization. Today, the university sits at the pinnacle of the global reparations movement, seeking justice and a new development paradigm for the region. The world is on the cusp of a major structural transition driven by reparatory justice, an inspired development by CARICOM that calls upon the university to play its part. The university has proclaimed its intention to position itself as the epicenter of digital transformation for the region, building out the capacity for a knowledge economy that is rooted in digital science and propelled by corresponding technologies. The UWI at 75, energized for the future and focused on the region's needs at 2050. A public university sustained by the financial and policy support of regional governments, always seeking to assure them of the positive outcomes of their investments. The UWI, 5 campuses hosting 50,000 students, erupting over 75 years. The region's greatest gift to itself, an excellent ethical university, steeped in the struggles of its people and driven by their finest imaginings. Consolidating the past, the UWI now looks deeply into the future, focusing on claiming and owning that dignified place called the Caribbean world, sophisticated, sovereign, and sustainable.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus, we welcome you to our 2023 graduation ceremony. According to the UWI custom, we seek to conduct all our graduation exercises with excellence. I therefore take this opportunity to encourage everyone to adhere to the following protocols. To avoid interruption during the ceremony, if you have not so done, would you be so kind as to switch your mobile phones to off or the silent mode? The UWI provides an official photographer who will be responsible for capturing photos at today's ceremony. Therefore, unauthorized persons will not be granted access to the presentation area. We would be grateful if all guests remain seated during the graduation ceremony. Please keep the aisles clear, and in case of an emergency, the ushers will guide you to the nearest exit. At the completion of the graduation proceedings, we ask that all guests remain standing until the graduates' recession has exited the auditorium. We're delighted, ladies and gentlemen, that you have joined us today for this, our graduation ceremony. May the warm memories of today's ceremony live within all our hearts far into the future. Thank you for the courtesy of your time. Please await additional information.
There we had the graduates procession, the academic procession. We're now awaiting the arrival of the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, and the Honorable Maria Brown. Then we'll have the arrival of the Governor General's deputy, Sir Claire Roberts and Lady Roberts, and then we will have the chairman's procession. We've been advised that the Prime Minister has arrived on the campus, where he will be met by the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of the Campus Council, and then he will be escorted in. Among the other guests, we've seen the Director of Education, Mr. Claire Brown. We've also seen members of Parliament. We also have the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Rosa Greenaway, and we have quite a cohort of academics, both full-time and adjunct staff. This afternoon's proceedings will be led by Mr. Aziz Hadid. Mr. Hadid was appointed Campus Council Chair in 2019 on the opening of the Five Islands campus, and he chaired last year's ceremony in the absence of the Chancellor, Mr. Robert Bermudez, who will be joining us virtually for parts of the ceremony, including the Chancellor's address and the conference of degrees. We have with us the honorary graduate and the King Shortshirt, Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel, who will receive an honorary doctorate, the Doctor of Letters. Sir McLean Emmanuel, born in the Point area and raised in St. John's, Antigua, has been in the Calypso arena since 1962 and has produced hundreds of quality calypsos, several for fellow calypsonians. We're now seeing the entrance of the Honorable Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, and his wife, the Honorable Maria Brown. The Prime Minister, who has been well, we don't have the Honorable Maria Brown, just the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister who was instrumental in having the Five Islands campus becoming the fourth landed campus of the UWI, and who represents the Point area from which the honorary graduate, Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel, is from. King Shortshirt, which is the moniker of Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel, has won the Calypso competition 15 times in Antigua and Barbuda and was the first to three-peat in the annual Calypso competition in 1964, 1965, and 1966, and is known for some of his biggest hits, including Taurus Lego, Lucinda, Nobody Go Run Me, Our Pledge, Lamentation, Run Shorty Run, In Spite of All, and so many more. He's been twice invited by prime ministers of fellow CARICOM countries to their independence celebrations. Belize in 1981, where he performed A New Beginning, a song he wrote especially for the occasion, and to St. Lucia for their independence celebration in 2023. In addition to Calypso, Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel is also a businessman. He has Shorty's Beach Bar, as well as Shorty's Glass Bottom Boats, as well as the record shop A&B Record. So we will see Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel as a part of the chairman's procession. Also in the audience, we have our valedictorian, Miss Kendra Thomas, who graduates from the Bachelor of Education program with first class honors. Miss Thomas, who is from Antigua and Barbuda, will this afternoon deliver the speech on behalf of the class of 2023. She graduates with a 4.0 GPA and was one of the principal's awardees this year from the Five Islands campus. So we will hear from her there. Also, we do have in attendance a number of their families and friends from other islands. I know that we do have students from St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, St. Lucia, who have journeyed here to graduate at the Five Islands campus. We see the excitement on their faces, as well as their family and friends who have supported them throughout this journey, which is sometimes challenging, but they have made it. And this evening, they will cross the stage to receive their scrolls from the Director of Administration Acting, Mr. Hiram Ford. Of course, this is also a historic year for the Five Islands campus, where the first class of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing will receive their degrees. Interestingly enough, this week, those students also wrote the regional nursing exam, and 3 of them will graduate with first-class honors: Victoria Edwards, Cherise Hannaford, and Julian Kentish. We will also have the first student to graduate from the School of Science, Computing and Artificial Intelligence, Mr. Julian Piper, who will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Management. Of course, the Five Islands campus will also have students graduating from the postgraduate diploma in education. We'll have 4 students cross the stage, 3 of them with distinction, and we will be joined
Ladies
by
and gentlemen,
graduates.
at this time, the distinct pleasure is mine to ask you to stand for the arrival of the Governor General's Deputy of Antigua and Barbuda, His Excellency, Sir Claire Roberts and Alice Lady Roberts. Please rise. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Antigua and Barbuda, which will be presented by Mr. Julian Kentish. And I ask your indulgence to remain standing after the national anthem so that the Campus Council Chairs procession can enter into the auditorium. Thank you for the courtesy of your time. Have a pleasant evening.
Fair Antigua and Barbuda, we thy sons and daughters stand, strong and firm in peace or danger, to safeguard our native land. We commit ourselves to building a true nation, brave and free, ever striving, ever seeking, dwell in love and unity.
We're now seeing the entrance of the chairman's procession, led by Assistant Registrar. We see in front Ms. Nika Phillips from the UEAA, Mr. Hiram Ford, the public orator, the honorary guardian, the vice chancellor, the chairman, and we see the president of the Guild of Students, who is the mace bearer. And we will have now the formal ceremony beginning.
Manuel honorary graduates. Oh, thanks. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to the 2023 graduation ceremony of the University of the West Indies Five Island campus. The Chancellor is unable to be with us in person today and will join us virtually. I now invite you to turn your attention to this screen.
Vice Chancellor, Professor Hilary Beckles, Chair of the Campus Council, campus principals, members of the university's leadership, and other UWI colleagues, honorary graduates, valedictorians, and graduating class of 2023, distinguished guests, members of the media, families, friends, and well-wishers, and those joining us today online via UWITV. Welcome to the 2023 presentation of graduates at the University of the West Indies. My heartiest congratulations to each graduate of the class of 2023. You have worked hard towards completing your programs of study, and today we are absolutely delighted to be celebrating your accomplishments with you. You may know that this is one of 14 graduation ceremonies that are taking place across the UWI system. In 1953, 70 years ago, 11 graduates from the Faculty of Natural Sciences were presented for graduation to the then principal of the Mona campus, Dr. Walter Gray. At the ceremonies this year, more than 7,500 graduates will be presented across those 14 ceremonies. It is an impressive demonstration of the intellectual achievement across all age groups and disciplines at the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral levels. And I am so proud of each and every one of you. You are now among more than 250,000 UWI alumni who serve globally across all disciplines and in all spheres of operations. A former Vice Chancellor used to make the point that if all UWI alumni in the Caribbean stayed home for one day, business, governments, and civil society organizations would not be able to function. You, our graduates, are the most significant and visible contribution to development at the national, regional, and international level. This year, the University of the West Indies is celebrating 75 years of service to the region. Since 1948, the UWI has worked on affirming its position as the premier institution of higher learning in the English-speaking Caribbean. It is acknowledged as a regional institution and has been making significant strides on the global stage, particularly in the areas of biodiversity, climate change, and reparations. UWI faculty members have been making distinguished contributions in these and other areas, and in doing so, have brought acclaim to the UWI. Graduates, most of you began your programs at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, and some before the lockdowns and restrictions that changed our delivery mode. Some of you may have completed your programs entirely online, and some in blended mode. Whatever your experiences may have been, I trust that in addition to completing your academic programs, you were able to form friendships, some of which will be important in your professional lives, as well as your personal lives. As we celebrate today, I am sure that you are reflecting on what the future holds for you, indeed for all of us. Several trends are impacting how we consider the future. Progress in technology has been moving rapidly in the past few decades. Globalization has been impacted by information and communication technology. In the space of time that it has taken you to complete your programs, technology has advanced, reflecting on the quote, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." The pandemic forced many who may have been unwilling before to fully embrace technology. Whether you were a digital native or an immigrant, we all Zoomed for many hours starting in 2020 when lockdowns were first implemented. Many of us are still Zooming on a regular basis. Classes, business meetings, social engagements, auditions, interviews, reunions, and yes, graduation ceremonies as well can be held virtually. The reality is that these amazing developments in technology, artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality, have caused our world to shrink to the devices that we can carry around in our pockets. Information technology has made the entire world so much more accessible to many. With digital boundaries disappearing, globalization is real. These rapid changes in technology create huge opportunities for those who unshackle themselves from the past. These islands of the Caribbean, with their small populations and limited land space, no longer need be a limiting factor on our dreams and ambitions. Those of you who are willing to dream large dreams have every reason to realize them in this new unlimited age. Whatever you do in the future, I ask that you do it to be impactful, with commitment to the advancement not only of your personal interests, but those of the wider community. Be kind to yourself. We often forget the importance of taking care of our own health. In today's new operating environment, mental health is as critical as physical well-being. Give back to your alma mater. There are so many ways that you can do so. You can mentor students, serve as adjunct faculty, or technical advisors in specific areas. There are multiple ways and opportunities to contribute to ensure that the work and reputation of the UWI, which has given you so much, remain at a high level. Wherever you are, the Alumni Office will be reaching out to you. I hope that you will keep connected to your alma mater. This leg of your academic journey is done. Go forth and continue to shine. My warmest congratulations to you all. We are met today in order that we may mark by a formal ceremony the entry of certain of our members into the company of graduates and the academic achievement of others. As a university, we are an academic society of undergraduates, bachelors and masters, and doctors. And we follow the academic tradition in the pursuit of knowledge and the encouragement of learning, purposes which are laid down in the preamble to the Royal Charter by which we have been granted the powers needful for the prosecution of our affairs. In pursuit of these aims, our members advance from time to time to a higher standing in the academic community, and it is proper that as a body we should celebrate their achievement. It is marked by the granting of a degree or diploma or license or certificate, and we rejoice with our graduates on their advancement.
Sir,
I now ask the public orator, Miss Andrea Vera, to present Sir Leroy MacLean King Short Shirt, Emmanuel, whom the Senate and the Council of the University have been pleased to recommend for the award of the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
When will we learn to live together? When will we learn to love each other? When will we learn to trust our brother? When will we live one for another? This is the brother behind the voice of so many strong and powerful calypsos. An expressionist of emotions through social and political commentary that either makes you nod in agreement while feeling the need to effect change, or run, shamefully hiding your face. Sir Leroy MacLean King Shortshirt Emmanuel is this voice, an epitome of determination and perseverance, rising from the Point community in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda. Leroy grew up as a youngster with very humble beginnings. In fact, his beloved sister Tiny often sewed his clothes, but his family could not afford enough cloth for his shirts. So he was often seen wearing short shirts. And that he did right into his destiny. What a serendipitous reality. King Shortshirt is made, the only man in Antigua and Barbuda to three-peat the Calypso competitions 3 times, an unbroken record. He has a total of 15 local Calypso crowns, 7 regional crowns, and 7 Road March titles. What a colossal Calypsonian. The king is a proud Antiguan who at 81 blessed years continues to perform, entertain, and deliver strong messages through the Calypso art form to audiences locally, regionally, and internationally. Frankie McIntosh will tell you that the king is still recording to this day and stands out for his unique ability to double his vocal tracks successfully and easily in no time at all. Shortshirt was born to William Emmanuel and Louisa Aberdeen in the Point, Antigua. He attended the Moravian Preschool, Point Primary School, and the Boys' School, now the T.N. Kernan School, while raised by his father and grandmother, Mary Rawlins. Leroy grew up fishing with his father and brother and learning the skill of carpentry. But at heart, this was not his calling. He yearned instead to sing, to dance, to entertain, and to box. He was a member of the Point Iron Band, where at a young age, he played rims and hubs of cars, while finding his own style by pulling his 2 pockets out of his shorts and placing them in the waist as he danced and played the iron, the workings of a future masterful entertainer. Leroy was also a member of the Highlanders, where he danced captivatingly in ballet and was a part of the Antiguan troupe Jambo. When he was not learning and absorbing dance, music, and song, he was at the famous Baker's Corner in the Point community, playing the games Worry or Drafts, and relaxing with the groups that commonly hung out at the corner, a good Caribbean block line. Often heard singing songs from the Mighty Sparrow and Lord Kitchener, this was the making of a future Kaiso monarch. He was a self-taught guitar player who formed his own band, Ghetto Vibes, which performed at many hotels and other places in Antigua. Once a zealous boxer at boxing matches on the Macaulay Wharf in St. John's, Antigua, he would later become what Ambassador Doreen Omad described as Antigua's Cassius Clay of Calypso. King Shortshirt ventured into the Calypso arena officially in 1962 when he returned to Antigua from the Virgin Islands to take part in the local Calypso competition, thereby launching his career. He was not successful initially, but with a mindset of determination and a competitive nature, he vowed not to give up and to be the Calypso king, and so he did. Through many writing collaborations with persons like Shelley Tobit and Marcus Christopher, approximately 30 albums of sweet calypso and later gospel were produced. Today, his songs are still known globally and continue to strike the nerve of many a politician, start controversial chatter, and place smiles on the faces of true Calypso fans. As a fearless realist emerging from the Points community, he sang very powerful and thought-provoking songs throughout his career. Share the Honey, Power and Authority, AIDS, HIV, Lamentation, Black Like Me, True Antiguan, and the ever-popular Tell Them I Say I Was Born in This Land, I go die in this land, nobody gonna run me from where me come from, are just a few examples. Of course, Shorty also had party hits like Summer Festival and Juve Rhythm. And like any Calypsonian who has stories of his experiences and the world around him, you may end up in a hit song, Poor Raycon. King Shortshirt's love and pride for cricket and the great Sir Viv were expressed in the song Vivian Richards. His patriotism and regionalism were reflected in Our Pledge, Antigua I Love You, Viva Grenada, Anguilla Crisis, and Belize's commonly known patriotic song, A New Beginning. He won the hearts of Trinidadians with his performances in the Calypso Review, Lord Kitchener's Tent, and with the song Tourist Lego in 1977. In 2017, when Hurricanes Irma and Maria ravaged the Virgin Islands, he traveled and stayed there to help give the people hope and helped advocate for quick repairs to the electricity system. Most recently, he performed in St. Lucia this year, 2023, at 81 years old, at the invitation of the Prime Minister for St. Lucia's independence celebrations. He is indeed a humble man with a large and genuine heart. Apart from the bold, creative, expressivist, and vocal genius that is our King Shortshirt, he is also a very spirited entrepreneur who was not afraid to take risks. He started with a hog farm, which came under much attack because it was in an upper middle class residential location in Antigua. He established Shorty's record store, then A&B Records, and of course, the famous Shorty's Beach Bar with the glass-bottom boat tours. Many guests and nationals of Antigua and Barbuda recall the sweet serenades from Shortshirt's melodious voice as they journeyed on his glass-bottom boat trips for an unforgettable tropical experience of swimming, eating a lobster lunch, and picnicking on Bird Island. In fact, those Bird Island trips created quite some fond memories for his children, who recalled learning to sail and swim. Along with the crown that he currently wears, I have it on good authority that we can add a professional chef's shirt to Shorty's attire, based on his tasty fish and lobster dishes on Bird Island. However, we must clear this with his stylist, his blessed wife, Queen Esther. He is honest, direct, caring, and kind-hearted. A proud father of 10 children, 25 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. He still enjoys a good dominoes, pat, a local card game, or worry game, and with his Queen Esther by his side, their children and grandchildren remain baffled as to how their parents can read their game moves and win every game. A regular sighting on the porch of the Emmanuel home in Antigua. This humble man from the Point community, who affectionately gained the name Short Shirt, was destined to represent Antigua and Barbuda and the Caribbean as a cultural ambassador, using the Kaiso art form to effectively reach people with various messages. His awards, accolades, and performances are too numerous and all cannot be mentioned in our short time today. Rest assured, though, that the only running we would like is for him to run, shorty, run to us as he receives his well-deserving honorary doctorate. And so, in recognition of his outstanding feats, I now invite you, Chancellor, by the authority vested in you by the Council and Senate of the University of the West Indies, to confer on Sir Leroy McLean, King Shortshirt Emmanuel, the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Senate and the Council of the University of the West Indies, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
And now I am inviting Sir Short Shirt with this one for you. Okay. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. His Excellency, please allow me to adopt the protocols that have already been established. I am indeed humbled to be in your presence, my fellow Antiguans and Barbudans, students and staff of the University of the West Indies, on this most auspicious occasion, but I am even more humble and truly honored to know I have been divinely chosen and blessed to have carried the mantle of Antigua and Barbuda's culture for more than 60 years of my life. The mindfulness of Calypso to raise the consciousness of the nation, to bring awareness to the masses in Antigua and the Caribbean, the Afrocentric diaspora, and globally. The voice of the poor, oppressed, downtrodden, and the economically disenfranchised. To be the standard bearer of genuine Antigua and Barbuda music, an apex of Calypso, a recipient of this precious title, I am indeed and indeed product of humanity. Requires dedication, determination, commitment, diligence, attention to details, aggressiveness. Articulation, I ask the oriented, the result-driven nature. Graduates, I implore you to adopt some of these traits as you take paths forward into our country and our Caribbean's development. As I reflect on layers levels, changes, trials, tribulations, challenges, and all that life has presented, my gratitude and appreciation are profusely extended to my awesome wife, Lady Esther, and my 10 children, to all who have collaborated and supported me throughout my endeavors, professionally and otherwise, to my faithful fans based in Antigua and Barbuda, the Caribbean and around the world, I share this moment with you. Songs of freedom, justice and liberty, songs of celebration, songs of hope, sadness and struggle, songs of deliverance, songs of protest, songs of proportion, songs of opposition, songs of social activism, songs of inspiration, songs of motivation, songs of dance, songs of peace, songs of joy and happiness, anthems of a growing nation, anthems of carnival, anthems of multiple and varying occasions. Calypso has given me a unique opportunity to build our nation's identity, to promote our talents, gifts, and ability, but more importantly, to embrace our humanity, to inspire others to aspire to the fullness of their human potential, to rally for the greatest good of our nation, to address social, political, and economic issues of the day. Prosperity for all. For this I gave gratitude to the art form, and most importantly, to my mother, my father, my grandmother who raised me, and the Almighty God, to whom I bless me with his unique talent. It would be remiss of me not to thank those who have contributed to my success and recognize my worth. Please allow me to name a few. The Honorable Gaston Brown, Prime Minister, the University of the West Indies, Mr. Vernon Springer, Miss Donna Scheuer, Dr. Errol Coate and his First Lady, Dr. Babu Twakes, Ambassador Lionel Hurst, Mr. James Tannywers, a community activist, Don Richards, better known as Blimes, Mr. Kenny Nibs, Mr. James Monarch Wakefield of St. Croix, Miss Sharon Stephen, Miss Petra Williams, Miss Patricia Tolley, Mr. Lutley, a community activist, Mr. Peter Thomas, better known as Wang, Mr. Glenmore Shepherd, better known as King Progress, Mr. Cecil Watkins, a great old friend, former Inspector of Police, Norris Errol. Please allow me also to thank those folks who have supported me over the many years. And for those who never did so, I still say thanks. May I pray Almighty God blessing over each and every one of us. Until we leave this place, take us home safe. Love your neighbor, regardless of your affiliation politically. And may God bless all of us. I thank you.
We will now have a musical presentation by UWI Five Island Music Club.
Yes, I'm quite sure most of you never see me dance and whine. Those are the days when I was really young. So if you don't see the whining now, the wife take all of that from me. Yes, I'd like to get some music. I'd like to entertain you just for a while. Feel free to enjoy yourself, for this is a very special occasion. Something is not right. The music that we're going to expect this afternoon is Juve Rhythm. I think you have it queued up already. In the meantime, just want to let you folks know, times has changed. If you see me not walking and standing up straight, don't worry about that. As I get older, nothing works the way they used to. Yeah! Juve! Hear the music playing, listen to the rhythm. What I do, the body must move. Jam it little longer, live forever. For goodness sake, I can jam until me back break. It's Juve morning, I'm jamming with desire. I had the fever, me whole body on fire. I hear it like an iron, and the bass drum, like if he playing in me bosom. Y'all I can't keep still, like I take a pill. When me feet them burn, I must please and turn. I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. Leave me alone, let the music jump. Jamming in the blazing sun, watch me waist vibrate, trouble in the place, let the music jam. Jamming in the blazing sun, watch me waist vibrate, trouble in the place. Go, go. This ain't no time for caution, ready for some action and tie up your skirt. And you won't get hurt. I am not a vandal, so don't make a scandal. No one push, one go live in the bush. It's Juve morning, and I'm jamming with desire. I had the fever, me whole body on fire. I hear it reading, and it's sounding like an iron. And the bass drum, like if it's playing in the bosom. That I can't keep still, like I take a pill. When you feel them burn, I must be some turn. I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. Leave me alone. Let the music jam. Jamming the blazing sun. Watch me waist vibrate. Jamming the bass. Let the music jam. Jamming the blazing sun. Watch me waist vibrate. Jamming the bass. Listen, Mr. Bassman, don't stop this rhythm, don't relax. Tension, keep it hot like pepper. When you don't play over, don't make no fuss. Just play until the string bust. It's Juve morning, I'm jamming with desire. I had the fever, me whole body on fire. I hear him and it's sounding like an iron. And the bass drum, like it playing in the bosom. And I can't keep still, like I take a pill. When the feet them burn, I must twist and turn. I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. Leave me alone, let the music jam. Jamming the blazing sun, watch me waist vibrate. Traveling the place, let the music jam. Jamming in the blazing sun, watch me waist vibrate. Traveling the place, you know. God bless you. Do it again. A musical presentation by the UWI5 Island Musical Club.
and having fulfilled the requirements of the University of the West Indies, beg leave to be presented to you and to the Senate of the University by the Director of Academic Affairs as Bachelors of Education, Bachelors of Science, Social Sciences, Medical Sciences, Science and Technology, Science, Computing and Artificial Intelligence, or as holders of Associate of Science degrees or diplomas or certificates of the University of the West Indies. Sir, the Director of Academic Affairs, Dr. Curtis Charles.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Bachelors of Education, Bachelors of Science, Social Sciences, Medical Sciences, Science and Technology, Science, Computing and Artificial Intelligence, or as holders of Associates of Science degrees or diplomas or certificates of the University of the West Indies.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called as graduate members of our society, and confer first degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates of this university.
Maria Appleton. Akil Benjamin. Stacey Ann Bright. Kashana Brown. Nicoya Brown. Zaire Charles. Nisha Chevalier. Norel Christopher. Marina Cordogan. Shanique Davis. Kanisha Dennis. Darienne Dickinson. Keithana Elvin. Janelle Flamius. Najah Floyd. Letitia Francis Vigilant. Ikemi Genus. Kiel George. Brianna Grant. Jaden Hughes. Aliana James. Sarissa James Jackson. Carisha Joseph. Vianney Joseph. Pascale Kentish with first class honors. Zuniel Maynard Julius with first class honors. Janique Nathan. Joyanne Peters. Annika Phillip. Elizabeth Phillip. Ava Ralph. Aaliyah Rain. Taninga Regis. Ajone Silly with first class honors. Tanner J. Simon. Jamina St. Hill. Brittany Luce. Madasha Terry. Shanika Thompson. My apologies, but those were the students from the School of Business and Management, Social Sciences. We are now going to receive the School of Health and Behavioral Sciences, Five Island Campus, Bachelor's of Science, nursing degree. Aisha Bradford. Yunata Carol. Nazika David. Dijonne Davis. Kimoy Dennis. Victoria Edwards with first class honors. Cherise Hanniford with first class honors. Shabana Hunt. Jeanette Joseph. Julian Kentish with first class honors. Florentiniana Lois James. Retinilla Lindsay. Denitria Merchant. Alicia Pond. Jadine Smith. Karina Thomas. School of Humanities and Education, Five Island Campus, Bachelor of Education. Davinia Jackson with first class honors. Jacqueline Jackson. Rita Joseph Harris with first class honors. Charlemagne Knowles Versailles. Tremere Martin. Kendra Thomas with first class honors. Amia Williams. School of Science, Computing and Artificial Intelligence, Five Island Campus, Bachelor's of Science, Computer Science and Management. Julian Feifel. Brittany Gomes. Malakia Lawrence. School of Social Sciences, Keyville Campus. Executive Diploma in Management. Alicia Richards Selston. Sherilyn Simon Dorset. School of Social Sciences, Global Campus, Associate of Sciences, Aisha Alfred. Marcia Anthony. Faculty of Social Sciences, Global Campus, Bachelor of Science, Social Sciences, Bidisa Adams. Tashana Brooks with first class honors. Sheena Shallery with first class honors. Sherifa Claudine Gonzalez. Kimberly Cyril with first class honors. Delisha Daniel. Nathalania Davidson with first class honors. Kithura Duncan. Victoria Dier. Johanna Fosten. Rakisha Greenaway. Clarissa Hillary. Karen Hosford with first class honors. Philippa Hunt with first class honors. Elizabeth James with first class honors. Lionella John with first class honors. Joseph with first class honors. Nikisha Matthew. Janice McMaster with first class honors. Tanya Proctor. Melinda Ramsey with first class honors. Kurt Samuel. Javonson Wilcock with first-class honors. Faculty of Humanities and Education, Global Campus, Bachelor of Education. Chlorine Nathan Mutharin. Donette Phillip. Faculty of Science and Technology, Mona Campus, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science, Renee Tim. Kadisha Joseph. Kadisha Joseph, first-class honors.
I now call on the class valedictorian, Mrs. Kendra Thomas, Bachelor of Education with first class honors, to deliver the valedictory address.
Mr. Aziz Hadid, Campus Council Chair, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Sir Claire Roberts, Governor General's Deputy, and Lady Roberts, officers of the university, Honorable Gaston Brown and Mrs. Brown, members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Sir Leroy McLean Emmanuel, honorary graduate, graduating class of 2023, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with great honor and humility that I stand before you today as valedictorian of the 2023 graduating class of the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus, representing some of the boldest and brightest in our society. As we close this chapter of our lives and embark upon a future ripe with possibilities, let us reflect on the journey that has brought us to this defining moment. Our journey to today began in September 2020, a time that was marked by fear, trepidation, and uncertainty because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, we boldly embarked upon our journey with unwavering faith that this too shall pass. During our voyage to success, we were beset with many challenges. I am sure that we can all recall having to navigate through the rough seas of unstable or no internet connections, being thrown overboard by malfunctioning devices, the turbulence of learning the intricacies of Blackboard Collaborate, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom, and the sinkings that were precipitated by interrupted electricity supply. Never in our wildest dreams did we imagine that we would have to spend 2 years of our journey in a virtual space before landing on campus in our final year to meet our lecturers and classmates face to face. But through it all, we persevered. We persevered through the assignments that forced us to develop skills we did not know we possessed. We persevered through the frustration of making videos, slideshow presentations and podcasts, and designing websites. We persevered and completed reports and research and group work that had to be done virtually via WhatsApp, Google Docs, and Zoom. Nevertheless, we kept our eyes on our destination as we toiled through countless nights, striving to meet assignment deadlines or preparing for exams. Yet, in the midst of the storms, we were able to forge lasting friendships and associations as we laughed together, cried together, and grew together. Our experience has positively imprinted on the slate of who we are. We are strong, resilient, talented, and innovative. Indeed, we exemplify the qualities of the University of the West Indies graduates and have become critical and creative thinkers, effective communicators, IT skilled and information literate, globally aware and well-grounded in our regional identity. Look at us. We stand here today, educated in an institution that has been ranked among the top 1.5% of universities globally. We stand here today, ready, rooted, rising, having been shaped in an institution that has for the past 75 years delivered on its mission to advance learning, create knowledge, and foster innovation for the positive transformation of the Caribbean and the wider world. We stand here today, having basked in a light rising from the west. We stand here today, proud graduates of the University of the West Indies. Alfred Whitehead opined, and I quote, "No one who achieves success does so without acknowledging the help of others. The wise and confident acknowledge this help with gratitude." End quote. On behalf of the graduating class, I extend heartfelt gratitudes to our lecturers who were the winds beneath our wings, a safe port during the storms, and steady hands on the helm during our tumultuous voyage. To our families and friends who cheered us on from the sidelines, I say thank you for your love, support, and understanding, especially during the times when we were unable to fulfill familial and other obligations. It would be remiss of me not to take this opportunity to thank those persons who have been instrumental in my success, and I ask that you permit me to do so. I am eternally grateful to God Almighty for sustaining and guiding me through this journey, for it is His love and mercy that have brought me to this moment. The love and support of my family, especially my children, served as a source of strength and motivation. And I extend a fragrant bouquet of gratitude to them. To my colleagues and friends who supported me through this process, I extend heartfelt appreciation. I would also like to acknowledge and salute the lecturers of the Faculty of Humanities and Education who inspired me, challenged me, and stretched me. Your kindness, wisdom, and guidance have helped to propel me thus far. My fellow graduates, as we stand here today, on the cusp of tomorrow, I implore you to boldly go forth into this world of uncertainty, complexity, and challenge, and make a positive difference. The knowledge, skills, and values that you have gained at this institution have prepared you for a time such as this. Carpe diem. For those who seize the day, ultimately control their destiny. Cultivate integrity, respect, and tolerance for others, and be ever mindful of your words and actions. Congratulations on your achievements. But I remind you, the journey continues. There are other mountains to climb, seas to sail, and valleys to cross. Therefore, I leave you with the words of Harvey Mackay, who cautioned, "A great accomplishment shouldn't be the end of the road, just the starting point for the next leap forward." Thank you.
Sir, I now call on the Director of Academic Affairs, Dr. Curtis Charles, to present to you members of our society for the award of higher degrees and postgraduate diplomas of this university.
The School of Humanities and Education, Five Island Campus, Postgraduate Diploma in Education. Reha Farrell. Farrell Gil Mercedes. Cornette Gray with distinction, and Ms. Fair, Rhea Fair was with distinction also. So I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the master's degree and postgraduate diplomas, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called master's degrees, postgraduate diplomas, and certificates of this university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
With distinction, and Connect Greer with distinction. Shanice Loby with distinction. Faculty of Social Sciences, Caville Campus, Masters of Business Administration. Raul Ben Jr. Faculty of Social Sciences, Global Campus, Masters of Science. Otello Charles. Management Studies, Project Management with distinction. Akema James, Management Studies, Public Sector Management. Faculty of Humanities and Education, Global Campus, Master of Arts, English Language. Glennis Joy Brown Hobson. Faculty of Medical Sciences, Mona Campus, Postgraduate Diploma. Virginia Aparicio, Loss, Grief, and Trauma Management. Faculty of Social Sciences, Mona Campus, Master of Science. A. Luessa Benjamin Kwasi, with distinction, National Security and Strategy Studies. Faculty of Medical Sciences, St. Augustine Campus, Postgraduate Diploma. Jodianne Morgan Horton, Emergency Medicine.
Sir, I now call on the Director of Academic Affairs, Dr. Curtis Charles, to present to you members of our society for the award of Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy degrees.
Sir, I present to you this member of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, has been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Education, and beg that you recognize her advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on this person whose name is about to be called, the degree of Doctor of Education of this university and recognize her advancement in our society.
Global Campus, Faculty of Humanities and Education, Doctor of Education, Josephine Claxton, Education Leadership. Claxton Richardson, Education Leadership. Cavell Campus,
By the authority vested in me, I confer on this person whose name is about to be called the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of this university and recognize her advancement in our society.
Cavell Campus, Faculty of Science and Technology, Doctor of Philosophy, Andrea Vieira.
I now call on the representative of UWI Alumni Association Antigua and Barbuda chapter to lead the graduates in reciting the alumni pledge.
Graduates, please stand. Please repeat after me. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, I commit myself to uphold the ideals and goals of my alma mater. My conduct and voice shall reflect the commitment to excellence of a light rising from the west. as I fulfill my social and professional responsibilities and serve my community and region. I will strive to ensure the UWI's place as a Caribbean icon. The catalyst for Caribbean development and leadership. It is a legacy that I will proudly help build for future generations. The UWI, first in our hearts and first in our regions. Heartiest congratulations.
Also ask the platform party to stand, then call upon the UWI Five Island Music Club to lead the company in singing the university song on page 25.
Islands, Guyana, and Belize, was born a university of the West Indies, proud symbols of our oneness, our strength in unity, where vision clear, you came along to shape our destiny, to follow after knowledge, the truth to seek and find, to teach us love and justice, to liberate the mind. Today we see you rising, our light out of the west, the guides and feet of all who seek the goodness and the best. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and the bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose work has brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. Down from your noble quarters, your sons and daughters go to face a world of challenges, to conquer every foe. We work and play together, and as time marches on, we'll never forget the lessons that we hold. Now we are one. You've done you what we praise you. We lift our voice in song. We let the victories roll on and still everything we found. For you have shaped our lives so that we can truly say, to you we owe our gratitude, the debt we can't repay. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and the bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose work has brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. This is our university of the West Indies.
Before we bring today's ceremony to a close, I invite you to view this special final message from the Chancellor Bermudez.
Now that we come to the end of the ceremony, I would like you all in the hall to stand, face your friends, family, loved ones, and give them a resounding round of applause, thanking them for the support, encouragement, and love that they have conferred upon you during your journey through the University of the West Indies. Congratulations.
The company will now disperse, but not before permitting the Governor General, Deputy, to take his leave and allowing the process to follow. The company is asked to stand and remain standing to allow for the departure of their Excellencies, Sir Clare Roberts and Lady Robert, and the graduate.